The great genius of Nepali literature, the great poet Laxmi Prasad Devkota was born on 1966 BS in Delhi Bazaar, Kathmandu on the day of festival Laxmi Puja. Of the 6 sons of Til Madhav Devkota and Amar Raja Laxmi Devkota, Laxmi Prasad Devkota was the second son. Even though his birth name was Tirtha Madhav Devkota, he was born on the day of festival Laxmi Puja, so he was called Laxmi Prasad as a form of goddess Laxmi's blessing. Laxmi Prasad had 7 sisters. During his childhood, he often used to say that he will study English and after studying a lot, will earn money by giving tuition. When Laxmi Prasad Devkota was born, the country was under Rana rule. The Rana wanted the people to have no education. At the age of 5, Laxmi Prasad Devkota started learning the alphabet from his father. Laxmi Prasad Devkota had read Amar Kos and recited hymns in his childhood. As learning from his father's poetry progressed, so did his interest in literature. His father tried to make him a Pandit or Hindu priest. However, after several attempts, Devkota's family enrolled him in Darbar High School, the only school in Kathmandu Valley. Laxmi Prasad Devkota wrote a poem titled Gangor Dukha Sagar, inspired by his father at the age of 10. At that time, he had written a poem titled Mata Abhagi Po Bhai, drowning in the pain of his elder sister-in-law, Som Kumari. Devkota used to recite poems to his friends while studying at Darbar High School. Most of his friends did not accept that the poem were written by Devkota himself. In the meantime, one day, all the students took a test to write a poem to humiliate him. He also wrote a poem in front of all the students. His first poem was Ghadi and read among friends. The teachers gave him the status of Kopilaundo Kavi or the rising poet. As Devkota's education was good, he jumped from class 8 to class 10 in Darbar High School. In 1981 BS, at the age of 16, he married Manda Devi Chalise of Kathmandu. Devkota and Mandevi gave birth to 5 daughters and 4 sons. After marriage, he passed matriculation in 1982 BS at the age of 17. Then, in the same year, 1982 BS, he was admitted to Tri Chandra College in ISC. The poem titled Laxmi, TC College, Nepal, which he wrote while studying ISC, was published in Gorkha Patra Weekly. At the same time, he started teaching tuition in his home. Devkota understood 14 different languages. Poems written by him in 9 languages also came to the masses through Sarada Monthly. He was writing poetry all the time. He used to wander in the world of poetry, even in the dream. One of his lifelong friends was a poem and another was a cigarette. In 1985 BS, their first child, daughter Savitri, was born. After passing ISC in 1986 BS, he passed BA, second class from Patna University of India as a private examinee. In that year, he was the only one from Nepal to pass BA. He also passed BL from India. Devkota, who studied BL in Patna, started writing more love poems. Writing gradually became Devkota's dear friend, and his daily routine also began to pass in writing. After that, he came to Nepal and opened a library in Kathmandu with some of his friends. But he was punished by the then Prime Minister Bhim Samsher Rana in the Rana era. He was released after paying a fine of 100 rupees. This made him hate the Rana ruler. He was forced to go to Babar Mahal to teach the children of Babar Samsher and get rupees 100 monthly. Devkota's first book, Samarpan, was published in 1989 BS, and Sritin Juddha Samsher had given him a bounty of rupees 1000 as a reward. The eldest son, Prakash, was born in 1989 BS. His first published poem is Purnima Ko Jaldi. This poem was published in 1991 BS. It was published in Gorkha Patra. Devkota did not ride a bicycle until 1 month after his mother's death in 1991 BS. It is mentioned in the book Devkota Ko Jivan Saili that he bought a yellow bicycle to ride as per the advice of a priest or pandit. Devkota lost his father after a gap of 1 year. Because of this, he was depressed and sad. He was weakened by constant grief. Soon after, in 1993 BS, his wife Manda Devi became seriously ill. Second son, Krishna Prasad Devkota, was born in 1993 BS. Devkota had a great passion for music. He also sang songs, played harmonium and tabla. Another of his hobbies was bicycle. He kept a harmonium under the bed. His music teacher was Yagyaraj Aryal. He also learned music with Natikaji. Devkota also sang Natikaji's music and Shyamdas Vaishnav song Timra Nimti Bachirahachu. He even went to Kolkata in 1993 BS to record the song. The song, sung by Devkota, has not been found yet. The eldest daughter, Savitri, died within 2 years. After the death of his parents, Devkota separated from his siblings, had to run the household, but Babbar Samfser refused to give him a government job and wants Devkota to educate his own children. The eldest daughter, Savitri, died within 2 years. Devkota was also disappointed by this. Within 2 years, her father, mother, and 2-year-old daughter died. Those traumatic events shocked him, and perhaps that is why he got into the habits of smoking. He used to go to the forest for hours and show unnatural behavior. He was taken to Ranchi in 1995 BS for treatment as well. The great poet Devkota's father, Til Madhav, worked in Rana's court. His father, Til Madhav, had also received 80 bighas of land from Rana in Kosi Tapu. While dividing, only 4 bighas fell on the part of Devkota. Devkota rode a British company bicycle. At that time, the general public was not allowed to ride bicycles, nor was the status. However, Devkota got this facility as he was close to Rana. The bicycle wasn't important then as it is car now. Devkota used to ride a bicycle at that time. Later, false propaganda was spread that he was poor. Even though he lost his riding bicycle, he bought another one within a week. Did Devkota forget where he kept his bicycle, or was it really stolen? We don't know, but he bought a new bicycle in a couple of days, which was also from a British company. It was the most expensive bicycle available in Kathmandu at that time. Devkota was often seen wearing a daura surwal, a hat and a blue coat. The coat is also made from British of Kashmir. Even in winter, he used to wear an overcoat. At that time, a coat cost 40 rupees and his hat cost 30 rupees. Devkota was a heavy smoker. He loved Indian brand cigarettes. He also smoked motor cigarettes, but mostly smoked florist cigarettes. He had home tuition to 19 Rana's children. Devkota had a monthly income of rupees 1,500, while high post officer received an annual salary of rupees 1,200. He had a job in Trichandra College and Nepali language publishing community. Apart from working hours, he used to teach English tuition from dawn to dusk. He had to teach tuition as it was direct order from the government of Rana rule. Teaching tuition is not for general public, but for Rana's children. First of all, he got higher education from Patna and Kolkata, India. Is it possible for a poor man's son to study in Patna and Kolkata during the Rana period? After that, if the 4 brothers, Leknath, Mitranath, Gopi Madhav and Madhusudan, who got equal share from the ancestral property, were not poor, then how can he be poor? Devkota was not poor at all, but he was unorganized, impractical, and generous in spending. That is why he was in financial crisis from time to time. Padma Samser started radio in the year 2003 BS. At that time, hymns were sung from 1 to 1:30 p.m. from Bijuli Adda with 2 big mics and Turikal. Devkota also used to go to Bijuli Adda to sing hymns. Devkota also got the post of professor in Padma Kanya College, but he stayed there for only 4 months. After that, he got the post of professor in Commerce College. Even there, he stayed only 3 months. He used to arrive at his office and college either very early or very late. Prakash, his eldest son, died of heart failure in 2004 BS at the age of 23. Devkota then went to Banaras with Prem Bahadur Kangsakar in 2004 BS on the advice of Ganesh Man Singh, Kedar Man and Gopal Prasad Rimal to work for the Nepali National Congress. Though Nepali poetry, he worked to awaken the people. At that time, he did not inform even his family about getting Banaras and did not take leave from Trichandra College as well. At that time, his main job was to edit Yugvani against Rana. The Congress had taken Devkota to Banaras to write manifestos, pamphlets, and run Yugvani magazine by promising to build a new house, pay regular salary, and take care of his family. Devkota, who became the editor of Yugvani in Banaras, was not paid enough by the Congress. When he ran out of money, he started selling his own poem as well. Later on, no one even bought the poem. His second son, Krishna, died of typhoid in 2009 BS. He did not have enough money to buy even cigarettes as well. After Devkota left for Banaras, the Nepali police cordoned his house Kavi Kunj, calling it the Congress House. He was stripped of both his job at Nepali Language Translation Council and his professorship at Trichandra College on charge of treason. The eldest daughter, Savitri, died within 2 years. Prakash, the eldest son, died of heart failure in 2004 BS, and Krishna, his second son, died of typhoid in 2009 BS. The ultimately death of his young sons, Prakash and Krishna, made him even sadder and affected him mentally. Devkota was taken to Ranchi as he was suffering from mental trauma. During the treatment, Dr. Burkhill had said, people like Devkota was not supposed to be born in Nepal. It is a mistake of a geography for him to be born in Nepal. Devkota could not get a job for 10 years even after studying BA and BL due to his habits. When Laxmi Prasad Devkota arrived in India, his behavior became very unbalanced. One night, when everyone was sleeping, Devkota suddenly woke up and went to the window screaming, and he tried to jump out of the window. His two friends grabbed Devkota and put him to bed. At that time, Devkota said, "I want to see God. I want to die. I want to die." Then he started punching himself on the head with both of his hands, and after a while, he fell on the bed. The next day, he returned to normal. He used to stare for a long time from time to time. Sometimes he would cry and sometimes he would pull his hair and sit. He used to light a bundle of cigarettes within 1 hour. During Devkota's stays in Kolkata, he often sought solitude and stayed alone. He used to speak to himself in English, whether at the ceremony or while sitting. He seemed to be lost even when he was among the people. He used to remember his son Krishna Prasad and said, "My Krishna is dead. I am a big criminal. I didn't even get to treat my son." According to Devkota's brother Madhusudan, Devkota used to cry often, and when he started crying, he would cry for 4 to 5 hours. From Banaras, Devkota wrote a letter to Babar Samsher saying, "I will never get involved in politics again." After that, Babar Samsher gave rupees 100 for him. After that, Devkota returned to Kathmandu, cursing those who had taken him to Banaras. Devkota's brother were working for Rana during that time. Devkota was so angry with the Congress that after returning to Nepal, he reached Sunsari and filed a case against Krishna Prasad Bhattarai, claiming to be an Indian citizen. But Bhattarai won the case. After democracy, King Tribhuvan nominated Devkota as a member of the Advisory Council. King Mahendra gave continuation to the post of Devkota. Devkota was nominated as a member of Commission of Tribhuvan University soon after its establishment. After that, the outline of the university was prepared under his signature. Devkota also became a member of Nepal Academy during King Mahendra's rule. King Mahendra appointed Dr. K.I. Singh as the Prime Minister on 2014 BS. In the cabinet formed under Dr. K.I. Singh Prime Ministership, Devkota was selected as the Education Minister of Nepal. During this time, Nepal's largest and first driven university was established. When he was the Minister of Education in 2014 BS, he had brought the policy of teaching Nepali language as a compulsory subject all over the country Nepal. As the Minister of Education, he made significant contribution to the establishment of Tribhuvan University and Pragya Pratishthan. Laxmi Prasad was against Hindi language in Parliament of Nepal, and he replaced English in speech against Hindi language. He started teaching in Nepali instead of Hindi in school throughout Nepal. His contribution to Nepali language being developed as a national language is incomparable. Devkota used to ride a bicycle to reach Delhi Bazaar even when he was a minister, as vehicle could not reach his house in Maiti Devi. From there, he would drive to the office. Even when he was a minister for 110 days, he arranged for Nepali language to be taught in schools and colleges across the country. Even when he was an education minister, he did not want to collect money for his own. His temperament remained the same. His financial situation did not improve. After being released from the ministry, he became a member of the Royal Nepal Academy, now Nepal Pragya Pratishthan. Devkota had a unique talent for writing poems very quickly. Writer Balkrishna Sam writes, Laxmi Prasad Devkota was born 3 times. First birth in Munamadan Khanda Kavya, second birth in the epic Sakuntal, third birth in the poem Pagal. In Munamadan, Devkota wrote a powerful love story in the vernacular linking to the destiny of then Nepali society. In Sakuntal, he made an artistic treaty of experience and intellect within the mythology. In Pagal, a deep distinction was made between the real reality of life and the reality seen from the outside. In Krishibala, he uttered a new call for humanity and social justice in the age of consciousness. He wrote Sakuntal epic in 3 months, Sulochana epic in 10 days, and Kunjini in 1 night. He took Nepali literature to new heights. Munamadan, his most popular work among Nepalese people, put an end to the influence of Sanskrit in Nepali literature. He also wrote Munamadan, showing the depth of his own marital love. The poem Pagal is another of his great creations. In this poem, he has answered those who call him as a crazy people. Throughout his life, he did not believe in God. He was tough and bold. This attitude of his became his weakness in some important stages of his life from entering the job. Devkota was the first to translate Nepali language literature into English language literature and bring it to the Western countries. Devkota traveled to Tashkent, the capital and Uzbekistan of Soviet Union, to attend the Afro-Asian Writers' Conference. At that time, there was a Nepali Congress government. He got approval from the government, but not from the king. At that time, he and Madhav Gimire reached Tashkent, taking a visa from New Delhi, India. The king thought that Devkota had disobeyed the king without seeking his approval. King was the patriarch of Pragya Pratishthan. Devkota had given a loud speech on the subject of Nepali language literature, but many people in the royal palace started to complain against the Devkota to the king, saying that Devkota had become a communist. King Mahendra then withheld his 3-month salary for a fine. This incident made him disappointed. Devkota had gone to Tashkent from Nepal without a visa or passport. He was inspired to do so by the chairman of the Council of Ministers, Suvarna Samsher, and the vice chancellor of the Royal Nepal Academy, Bal Chandra Sharma. But later on the recommendation of the same people, Devkota's salary from the academy was withheld. But later, when the secret was revealed, King Mahendra fined him 1 month's salary and withdrew his salary. Devkota was diagnosed with cancer in 2015 BS. He was diagnosed with cancer due to his heavy smoking habit. After being taken to India and 3 inches of large intestine was removed, he became convinced of his death. he stayed up all night and started writing his compositions. 1 year later, on 2016 BS, at 6:10 p.m., at the age of 50, he passed away tragically due to cancer. Devkota was a visionary. At some point, he wrote a poem called Udeshya ke linu, Uri chunu Chandra ek, meaning we should take the aim to touch moon. Many people call him crazy. But 16 hours before he died, a Russian rocket landed on the moon. Muna Madan, a tragic play written by him, is one of the best-selling works even after 5 decades after his death. Muna Madan is the first Nepali work that was and still very popular in Nepal. At the time of his death, he said, "Burn all the books except Muna Madan after I die." In the same way, in the end of his life, he acknowledged the existence of God, saying, "I perish in nothingness." At the time of his death, the Nepal government had repaid all the loans he had made for cigarette and meat. Although cancer was an incurable disease, some money was given for the treatment. His wife was given rupees 300 per month and the children were given scholarship facility for their education. After his death in 2023 BS, the Pragya Pratishthan Institute honored him with the Tribhuvan Pragya Award for his contribution to the enrichment of Nepali literature by his lifelong service to literature. In the year 2023, he was awarded the Indra Rajya Laxmi Award. The award was received by his wife Mandevi Devkota. Devkota, who has been a professor at Trichandra College, a genius of the Nepali language community, a minister, an editor, and a full-time writer, is actually Goddess Saraswati's son. He came into human life just to write. Some of the motivational quotes of the great poet Laxmi Prasad Devkota are as follows. People will be big by their heart, not their caste. The knowledge that can explain all human souls has not yet come out. He who cannot sacrifice for the truth can never be a hero. It is great to be able to take good things from bad things. Mountaineer is the one who aims for it and climbs to the height. If philosophy is a fear, then poetry is truth. Let's leave the house to know the house, but let's not forget the house. Life is a well. If not in the right place, it will surely go in the wrong place. I have a deep wound in my heart. Now there is no doctor to treat, nor it has a price. There are only 2 things that are different in city and in the village. The houses in the city are close, the mind is far away. The house in the village is far away, but the mind is close. Gold is the dirt of the hand. Happiness is in eating green vegetables. The world is like a darkness. Life is like dust, so don't be proud of it. Death is always in front of you. Thank you.